Got a question? Here's the way. Ask the expert here today. Learning starts with today's show. Let's hear what the tech experts know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ask the Expert. Today, we're going to walk through what happens after contamination is found, specifically how the Department of Toxic Substances Control, or DTSC, investigates a site and moves it toward cleanup. DTSC is the state agency responsible for protecting Californians and the environment from harmful chemicals. Their job covers everything from regulating hazardous waste at businesses to overseeing the cleanup of old industrial sites, to making sure contaminated land is safe before it's reused for homes, schools, or parks. The cleanup process can feel complicated, or even a little mysterious if you're not familiar with it. So today we're breaking it down into plain language, step by step, so you know what to expect and how you can be involved. The process usually starts with a discovery or a complaint. Someone notices a problem. Maybe it's a resident who smells something unusual, a property owner preparing to sell land, or records showing a site was once used by an industry known to handle hazardous materials. That report or discovery is what triggers DTSC's involvement. From there, DTSC moves into site investigation. This is where environmental professionals start gathering historical information about a property. What was it used for in the past? What chemicals might have been stored or used there? This research helps investigators figure out where to look and what to look for. Next comes soil and groundwater sampling. Crews go out to the site and physically collect samples of the soil and, if needed, the water beneath it. These samples are sent to a lab to be tested for specific contaminants, things like solvents, metals, or petroleum byproducts. Once the lab results come back, DTSC moves into a risk assessment. This step looks at the levels of contamination found and asks a critical question. Does this pose a real risk to human health or the environment? Risk assessments consider things like how people might come into contact with the contamination, whether that's through drinking water, breathing in vapors, or direct contact with soil. If a risk is identified, DTSC and related parties develop a cleanup plan. This plan lays out exactly how the contamination will be addressed, what methods will be used, and what the site is expected to look like once cleanup is complete. Community engagement also happens throughout this process. DTSC is required to give the public opportunities to learn about a site and share feedback, especially before a cleanup plan is finalized. This can include public meetings, comment periods, and fact sheets written for a general audience. Finally, the plan moves into remediation and monitoring. This is the actual cleanup work, followed by ongoing testing to confirm the site stays safe over time. You might be wondering, how does DTSC decide when contamination requires action? A lot of that comes down to comparing what's found in the soil or water to established health-based standards. These standards are set based on scientific research and published, peer-reviewed papers on risk factors associated with specific chemicals. In addition to referencing scientific research, risk assessors also look at exposure pathways, or the different ways a person could come into contact with the contamination. A chemical buried 20 feet underground with no groundwater connection nearby may pose a very different risk than that same chemical sitting in shallow soil at a playground. Every site investigation is unique. So what does cleanup actually look like? Depends on the type and location of the contamination, but there are a few common methods you'll often hear about. Soil excavation is a common method for site remediation. Contaminated soil is physically dug up and removed from the site, then replaced with clean soil. This is often used when contamination is close to the surface. Capping involves covering contaminated soil with a barrier, like clean soil, asphalt, or concrete, to prevent people from coming into direct contact with it, and to stop the spread of contamination. This is a common approach when digging everything up isn't practical or necessary. Vapor intrusion mitigation addresses a different kind of concern, when chemicals in the soil or groundwater can turn into vapors and potentially seep into buildings. Vapor intrusion mitigation systems are designed to prevent those vapors from entering indoor air, often through specialized barriers or ventilation systems installed beneath a structure. Groundwater treatment is used when contamination has reached the water table. This can involve pumping the water out and treating it, or in some cases, treating the water directly underground, so it's no longer a hazard as it moves through the aquifer. Because of the varying factors in history, environment, structures, people, and more, cleanup will always look different. DTSC and site investigators choose an approach or a combination of approaches based on the specific contaminants involved, how the land will be used going forward, and the results of the risk assessment. Understanding this process matters because site cleanups affect you, your neighborhood, and your community. Knowing the steps DTSC takes, from discovery to remediation to monitoring, can help you ask informed questions and feel confident engaging in the public process when a site near you is affected by contamination. Environmental awareness is not just for scientists or lawyers, it's for all of us. Understanding what contamination is, where it comes from, and how it moves is the foundation for being an informed participant in decisions that affect your health, your family, and your neighborhood. DTSC's mission, protecting California's people from harmful, toxic substances, is a mission that depends on engaged communities. Their EnviroStore database is a powerful tool you can use right now to look up contaminated sites near your home, your child's school, or anywhere in Sacramento. Visit chastengold.org to learn more. Thank you for watching, and always make sure to ask an expert.
Got a question? Here's the way. Ask the expert here today. Learning starts with today's show. Let's hear what the tech experts know.